We from the team of Step Up Bengal welcome all of you in the next video lecture of classical mechanics. Hope all of you are well and preparing well for the upcoming CSIR NET or WBSET exam. So without any further delay, let us start today's problem. This problem is from CSIR NET Math September 2022 3 marks question. This question is based on Lagrange equation of motion. So in the previous lecture we have already discussed what is Lagrange equation of motion. Let us first write down that equation of motion. ddt of del L by del x dot minus del L by del x equal to 0. Here instead of any qi we have used simply x. The question comes why. The answer is given in the options. In the options, we have already seen that there are x dot, x double dot, that means 1 DOF, 1 degree of freedom, that is reflecting in the question. And that degree of freedom is taken to be only Q1, that is x. So as simple as that. For degree of freedom, those of you who are new to this channel, please visit our playlist of classical mechanics and see what is the concept of degree of freedom in details. Here in a word we can say, since the options are given in x, so we should only use x dot formation. This is our equation 1. In this equation, if we can calculate del L del x, del L del x dot and then take time derivative and put all that here, the answer will be in our hand. So see, assume a particle of mass m is constrained to move on a hyperbola xy equal to b. So all of you are very much familiar to this type of equation, xy equal to b type equation, hyperbola. But here if the particle was free, then its coordinates are 2, x and y. But one constant, that means xy equal to b, is given. So we can just form y in terms of b as this. Now we need y dot for velocity. So we have calculated here minus b by x square into x dot. This is important. Say the particle is here at the point P, xy will be the coordinate. So this is obviously y, this is x. So first of all, what will be L? L will be half into m, since the process is happening in two-dimensional Cartesian system. Because how can we know that it is two-dimensional Cartesian system? From this equation of xy equal to b. So the kinetic energy will be, L will be T minus V, and T will be kinetic energy as discussed in the previous lecture, and that is simply this one, minus V, that is mgy. Y is obviously b by x. So L is already done, just put the value of y dot here. Since we need y dot, so we have calculated already in this portion the value of y dot. So this is x dot square plus y dot square will be b square x dot square divided by x to the power 4. This will be simply the expression for this part, and mgy will remain as it is. So this work is done, L formation is done. Now see, one derivative is given del L by del x dot and the other is del L by del x. So we just now calculate these two results. First of all, write down the first term of equation, ddt of within bracket del L by del x dot. এটা আমরা লিখে নিলাম। এবার সিম্পলি ddt ফরমেশনটাকে নিয়ে চলে এলাম। ভিতরেরটার ডেরিভেটিভ নেব। কাইনেটিক এনার্জি কে ছিল মাথায় রাখবো। কাইনেটিক এনার্জি ছিল হাফ ইন্টু এম ইন্টু এক্স ডট স্কোয়ার ইন্টু 1 বাই 1 প্লাস বি স্কোয়ার বাই x to the power 4 Why? Because if we just take x dot square common from here, we will get this expression. This is for t, and obviously v is there, so L will be t minus v. V is also given, so v will be minus mg b by x. Now take a look at the fact. Del L by del x dot is needed. So we have to differentiate this quantity, full L, whole L, with respect to x dot. Now how can we do that? See here, x dot is only here. There is no term involving x dot in these two expressions. So only this term will contain x dot, and we should take derivative of it. So what will be that? Half into m into 2x dot. The other thing will remain as it is. That means this portion. And the derivative of this with respect to x dot will obviously be 0. So we have to up to this. Next, পরেরটা আমরা দেখি। তাহলে এই 2টা এলিমিনেটেড হয়ে যাবে। তাহলে আমার কাছে কে থাকবে? ডিডিটি অফ এম এক্স ডট and within bracket 1 plus b square by x to the power 4, এই রেজাল্টই থাকবে। এবার এটাকে আমরা ডিডিটির সাপেক্ষে ডেরিভেটিভ করব এভাবে, এটা ফিক্সড এটার ডেরিভেটিভ, দেন এটা ফিক্সড এটার ডেরিভেটিভ নিয়ে নিশ্চিন্তে চলবো। সো ফার্স্ট অফ অল এম এক্স ডট double dot and the other quantity will remain as it is, so this will be this one, plus now mx dot will be fixed, the other quantity will take its derivative, minus 4b square by x to the power 5 into x dot, because the derivative of x to the power 4 will be minus 4 by x cube, and the time derivative of x with respect to t will be x dot. So finally we have arrived up to this. Just we can in a simple manner we can write this 1 plus b square by x to the power 4 minus mx dot square, minus sign because this minus and plus minus, mx dot square into 4 is there, 4 mx dot square into b square by x to the power 5. So we have written up to this. Take a look at the fact that we have done this portion is done. Now the portion remains this one, del L by del x. So L is our here, so next work will be del L by del x, and that is equal to, see here this quantity will remain fixed because here x term is only in this portion, b square by x cube type. So ultimately we should have half into m into x dot square, and within bracket again the derivative of 1 by x to the power 4 will be minus 4b square by x to the power 5. Here we should not have x dot, এখানে x dot আসবে না, x dot will not be here because we have taken derivative with respect to x partially. So this term will remain the same, just these two will cancel with 4, and ultimately we get minus 2m b square x dot square divided by x to the power 5. This result will be clear. Now this is ready, and we have Euler Lagrange equation here, ddt of del L by del x dot, this term is calculated, this term is calculated, just put in 1. So by 1 we get কি পাচ্ছি, তাহলে আমরা জাস্ট বসিয়ে দিই mx double dot 1 plus b square by x to the power 4 minus 4m x dot square into b square divided by x to the power 5. Up to this portion the term will look like this. This 4 will take minus sign and plus, this will be plus because a del L by del x এর আগে minus sign was there, so this will be plus. So ultimately the term will be plus 2m b square divided by x to the power 5 into x dot square. minus mgb by x square equal to 0. So this term will be minus will be cancelled. So ultimately we have mx double dot 1 plus b square by x to the power 4 minus 4 is here and 2 is here. All the remaining terms are same. So we have minus 2m x dot square into b square by x to the power 5 minus mgb by x square equal to 0. Now let us see in which term it is written like this. Just take one important fact that in the calculation of del L by del X, we have to take derivative of this term only. So sorry for missing that term. That will be plus mgb by x square. So here will be mgb by x square, and this term will come as with minus sign in this expression. So this is the answer for the question. Now take a look at the fact in which option it is given. See, in all the options mgb by x square is common, so we should neglect that in exam hall. This portion is not much importance, so we can just erase this portion from here and calculate the remaining thing to save time in exam hall. But for the sake of simplicity, যাতে সবাই বুঝতে পারে আমি একবার করে দেখিয়ে দিলাম, বাট পরীক্ষার হলে এটা আমি নেগলেক্ট করতে পারি। নেক্সট ইম্পর্টেন্ট ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে, important thing is that this portion b square by x to the power 4, where does it come? It comes here, it comes here, or say rather here. This portion will obviously remain unchanged. See, in the option 1 and 4 only we have this type of term. So when we have calculated up to this, option 2 and 4 are eliminated, and this mgb by x square is common in all, so we should not bother it about anymore. Just we have to make sure about this quantity. When we have done this, then it can be easily done. Now see one thing, x to the power 4 is there, so obviously its derivative will be minus 4 by x to the power 5 here. So in the denominator we should and must have x to the power 5, but in these two options here, one is x to the power 5 and one is x square. This should not be also there, so obviously this is answer. So just after few steps, without doing the total calculation, you can easily conclude about the problem. So this is the trick. You should remember that to avoid calculation in exam hall, তোমরা সবসময় কি করবে, অপ্রয়োজনীয় অংশ যেমন mg by x স্কয়ার এইটাকে আর ক্যালকুলেট করে এগিয়ে নিয়ে যাবে না, এটাকে ছেড়ে দেবে। বাকি যে অংশটা থাকলো এটা তো দেখেই বুঝতে পারছিলাম, বললাম দিস ওয়াজ ইন দ্য ফার্স্ট অপশান অ্যান্ড থার্ড অপশান। সো ওইখানে যখন এইটুকু ক্যালকুলেট করলাম, শুরুতেই আমি বি আর ডি কিন্তু কেটে দেবো, আর শুধু থেকে যাবে এ আর সির মধ্যে। এই নিচের 5টা দেখে আমি পরিষ্কার বুঝতে পারছি নিচের এক্স টু দি পাওয়ার 5 আর এক্স স্কোয়ার কার ডেরিভেটিভ নিলে, 4 এর ডেরিভেটিভ নিলে নিচে 5 আসবে, সো অবভিয়াসলি এটাও কেটে যাবে। সো এই লাইনটা করার পরেই ইনফ্যাক্ট এর সম্পর্কে বোঝা খুবই সহজ হয়ে যেতে পারে। সো in exam hall, all of you are requested to this mark this shortcut ways of solving a problem. So in this lecture, up to this, goodbye.